right, folks. You see me rolling this thing in. You see the angle. Come on. New bike day. First new bike of the new year, something I've been waiting on for quite a while. Very excited to open this up. This is the E-Ride Pro SR. Most powerful small e-bike you can buy, period. Today we're unboxing it, giving it the first ride. I know there's a lot of people here that are new to the channel. We'll talk about that once we hit the road. Right now, I just can't wait to unbox this. You guys know the drill. Unboxed, put together, first ride. Right now, here we go. Folks, do not forget I'm giving away this bike right here on hicksfam.com until the end of March. Head over to the website. Every dollar spent automatically enters you for a chance to win this gorgeous bike. Top link in the description. Head over there right now. Buy anything, every $1 spent is one entry. Anyways, all right, folks, let's get to work. Got my beautiful knife by my buddy LAOC TV. Jeremy, if you watch this, thanks again for the knife. Boom. Here. Let's see if we can speed run this unboxing. All right, we got front wheel and front end. Looks pretty simple. We're going to have to cut speed limiter, I think, and also the brake sensors we're gonna have to disconnect. Other than that, seems pretty straightforward. There we go. E-Ride Pro SR. There's a new decal on the battery. Bike also comes with some decals. Cool, I guess, you know, cool. Probably won't use them, but nice to have. Two things I can't wait to do is see how this looks fully built and weigh it. As far as I've seen, there's no official weight. All these weights I see estimates, I no longer trust for any bike because they tend to be wrong. But we're gonna do our own measurements. Here's the new foot pegs. Oh, these look so much better than the previous ones. I mean, the bar is literally on the floor for most of the components on these bikes. But I mean, it's nice to see them making basic quality of life improvements. Much wider platform to stand on. And in here, we just got number plate, bunch of zip ties, jet tag, tool. Cool. Here we got our fender. So as you can see, it doesn't have the seat that the bike is marketed with. False advertising. I mean, apparently they're supposed to ship it separately. Where I picked the bike up from, they didn't have an answer for me about like when it's gonna come. Look at this little baby fender. So I guess I'm gonna have to chase E-Ride Pro down about getting the seat that the bike is pictured with. I'm not gonna lie, that's a big part of why I bought this bike. I thought the seat was cool. I mean, at this point, it's like little stuff like that that convinces you to make a purchase on these bikes because they're mainly the same. Besides power, looks wise, they all kind of look the same. So little stuff like a seat did influence my purchase. So I do expect E-Ride Pro to fulfill me on that seat. I guess time will tell. As of right now, I mean, the one it comes with is fine, but I want that seat. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's going to be getting one of these bikes first and is going to be like, yo, where's the seat that the bike is pictured with, and all the marketing and stuff like that. So figure that out. As far as changes on the front end, there is a new stem, there's a regen thumb throttle, there's a reverse button. I think that's it. Better brakes. But I mean, as far as actual functional buttons on the front end. On the rear, this is a Yuanzing, I think that's how you say it, tire. These are the same tires I had on a different e-bike that I had. Wasn't too crazy about them. I think another early adopter tax that I'm paying is that you can't get the Shinko style trials looking tires that I think people who purchase this later will be able to get. If I could pick, I would get the other more street friendly tires and of course wait for the longer seat. I don't think you'll be able to get this bike in that spec until, I don't know, maybe like March or April. I'm pretty sure anyone who buys one now, it's gonna look just like this. Minor things, mainly the seat. I'm just happy that I will be getting it. But the tires, obviously these would be great if you're riding like mud, strictly off-road, dirt terrain, stuff like that. But I mean, it's way too early to complain, right? Let's just get the bike together and ride it so I can form some real opinions. All right, let's see, does it just lift up? Yes, it does. Oh, let's see if I can pick this thing up. Oh my God, yeah, it's heavy. And boom. All right, strap two. Oh, there it is. These out of the way, then we got to undo the front axle. Looks like they fixed one of the common complaints from the E-Ride 2.0. This front brake hose would rub up against the tire and eventually snap or have enough wear to it start bleeding. That happened to me. All right, we're gonna do handlebars, front wheel. That's it, and then pegs. Simple enough installation. Very common upgrade for these bikes is a direct mount stem, so glad to see them just doing stuff proactively instead of making me buy upgrades later. Take a look, where's our throttle side at? Careful when cutting these zip ties, you'd easily cut your throttle wire if you're not paying attention. And boom. Hello. An Allen key game, are we? Like we have a P button, P brake, and we got a light switch. That's a W. Front end tighten down. The bars seem different. I don't know if it's just been a while since I've ridden my E-Ride Pro, but I feel like they have less rise, maybe slightly less rise, and a little bit more back sweep. I can't, maybe that's placebo effect. It might be the exact same bars, but kind of what it seems like. It seems like they're definitely a bit less rise. You know, I'm a boomer, so I prefer 3 inches plus of rise on the bars, but all right, front end is pretty much ready. We got to tighten down all these little things. These come loose. Got to get our brake levers where we want, but for all intents and purposes, that's done. Next, we're going to get this front through axle off, get the front wheel on, and see how the bike looks when it's put together. So I still have the Ultra B out. I feel like this is like the most direct comparison for this bike. This is really, it's like a smaller Ultra B. It's kind of how I look at it. So most of you guys know the Ultra B is my favorite bike. Even though it's a little bit bigger, it's too big for some people. If you're like a really short person, then this is probably what you're gonna be looking for. Got all these wood chips in the through axle, that doesn't look good. All right, so my question is how let's come out. I take it we get one of these on and then maybe we can pull it out. Folks, don't copy any of the janky ways I do stuff. I'm an idiot. Folks, when in doubt, make your own hammer. Our stand ready, let's get our bike up here. Just want to remind you, there's just lots of things you can damage your body on when you're putting one of these bikes together. Keep that in mind. Just like in general, it's very hard to do by yourself. If you are just do it with a friend. That's what I usually recommend. I am a stubborn moron, so you always catch me doing stuff by myself. Oh yeah, it's much heavier. Not like terribly heavy compared to the 2.0. You feel it though. You definitely feel it. We got some nice, oh, not real scratches, thank gosh. And I'm a guy who in general really don't care about scratching stuff. I don't care about scratching my bikes, my cars. Most things I like to scratch just to get it out of the way. Just get that first scratch done with, you know? My favorite part is fumbling with tiny parts. Looks like this goes in between, right here. All right, that's done. All right, front wheel time. You got these little cone spacers. It's usually an exercise in frustration on most bikes. Let's see how it goes on this one. Stuff them on both sides. Open up the disc brake. Gotta slide her in, baby, come on. And we're in. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Boom. Front end is done. Bike's pretty much done. We just gotta put the pegs on and we're ready to go. Okay, we are done. Here is our finished bike. Everything is assembled. Still have to do some bits and bobs on the front end, put everything into place, but this is how it looks. Let's spin it around. Oh my God. Dude, this bike's way heavier. Way heavier. I feel like a decent portion of that is this rubber. The rear rubber adds a decent amount of heft. Probably the battery as well. Here's how we're looking though. Beautiful, black, good looking bike. Love the foot pegs. Last thing we gotta do, boom. All right, display connected. The bike should power on. Let's take a look. Plug anything in. It's good. Man, this battery is packed in there. It looks like it's actually going to be, wait, how do you take the, looks like the battery is a little more complicated to remove if you have to take it out. There's this cable that seems to be attached to nothing. Okay. Man, it's looks tricky down there. Anywho, should just fire right up. Boom, 50%. Ready to go. All right, we're gonna ride it in just a second. Because it's compact, it's not that hard to lift, but you feel that extra weight. Here it is, right next to the Ultra B. As you can see, Ultra B just much larger in every way. Bigger seating position, just a much burlier front end. I mean, Ultra B is still the standard as far as I'm concerned. It is a bigger bike though, that comes with its own set of just attributes. Some people love the bigger bike. I personally do, but I like the smaller bikes too, just for the portability. But I mean, there's no denying the Ultra B is just bigger. Yeah, it's bigger. This looks about the same size as the 2.0, maybe a little bit bigger, but ultimately same thing. All right, I'm gonna do all this tightening up stuff on camera. It's just tightening up all these buttons, and then we're gonna take it out for the first ride right now. Stay tuned. All right, folks, first day out on the E-Ride Pro SR. First day I've actually ridden. Oh my God. Whoa. Okay, that's sport mode. I hear sirens. Okay, this is my first ride. This is my first actual ride. As you can see, I have 1 mile on the odometer. That is a cap. There's no way I've ridden this thing 1 mile. I've rode it up and down my street, maybe twice. That's not a mile, but it says a mile, whatever. This is my first day actually riding this bike, so I'm gonna be giving you my direct thoughts pretty much as they happen. First thing I'm noticing is that this tint, okay, we gotta be in sport mode. Yeah, we're in sport mode. All right, let's go ahead and put it into race mode. I think we're in race, maybe? I can't see. So here's the problem. There's a couple problems. Hold on, there's already a couple things that are troublesome. Okay, I was in race apparently. The tint on my sunglasses and also the tint on my goggles, which are the same tint here, perfectly matches the TFT display of this to where I cannot see it. I genuinely, I have to look at a perfect angle in order to see what's going on. So I didn't even know what mode I was in right there. I thought I was in sport, I was in race. So that explains why the bike felt so peppy. Okay, now we're in sport. So this bike has an app, which I am just, not really a fan of, but the app for this bike, although it is very clunky, the UI is not good. The app itself does what you want it to do. And it does that pretty well. So I adjusted the parameters of the bike to make the eco mode really eco. The sport mode is the best I could try and figure out in my minor testing to make it kind of like an in-between mode, and the race mode is kind of full power but not quite. So we're stuck. Someone's parking. Oh gosh, we got a rookie parker. Dude, all that space and you still much. Oh man, you know, one of the things I take a lot of pride in is my parking finesse. A spot that is the exact size of my vehicle, I can pull up, one take parallel park, pull on the side, back in, done. No adjusting, nothing. Most of the time. So I'm gonna be overwhelmed with thoughts as I'm giving you guys this first ride experience. So I'm gonna do my best. Bear with me. I may sound, you know, kind of all over the place. What's new? This bike just runs away from you, dude. It's kind of spooky. Are we still in sport mode? I don't know. I think so. Yeah, we are. Okay, so there is a, where even was I? I was talking about the app, right? There's like an unlock you have to do that unlocks the full power of the motor. I haven't done that. I'm gonna do it in a separate video just so I can make it a separate video. You know, yeah, YouTuber things, sorry. So what you guys are seeing today in this video is the 21 kilowatt power of this bike. So this is how it comes from the box when you unbox it. Then you can go into the app. I'll give the app some credit. It's it pairs pretty quickly with the bike. So it's not like a fumbling Bluetooth experience where you have to pair and unpair and try and find the right source and this and that. It just worked, so I will give it that. Although it did try to pair like with just about everything else that I had in my house that was Bluetooth. So you know, there's that, but whatever, it worked. So you got to scroll down to the app and go to the bottom, and once you unlock the power, you can't go back. I don't know how that will change the characteristics of the bike. We will see in the next video I do on this bike, because the very next one, that truck is sick. Oh, I want that. The very next video I do with this bike is going to be me unlocking it and riding it at full power. So I mean, let's go ahead and pop it in a race mode. It's already kind of ridiculous, I'm gonna be honest. There's like a sound that I'm hearing, and the E-Ride Pro SS2 had this same like thing. It was like a ghost sound, dude. I don't know what is causing the sound, but it's like I'm hearing something that's, I mean, I don't even know how to describe it. Free food. Beignet mix. We're in a fancy part of town, so we got all types of free stuff. Bro, the front end picks right up in race mode. Like, yeah. It picks right up without a problem. It's pretty ridiculous. So my initial thought was that this much power was gonna be like mostly unusable, but I feel like right here is like the edge of usability. And I'm only like 5 minutes into this ride, but just giving these 3 modes a quick cycle through, you can pretty much figure out what's gonna happen when you full pit it at each one. Obviously there's gonna be limited top speeds in the different modes. I assume race mode gets you up. I could probably climb that hill right there. I think I can. Let's see if I can. If I was on just about any other e-bike, I'd be slightly concerned. I don't know what mode to do it in. That's the thing though. Let's try it in sport. Oh, almost. Oh, not quite though. Too loose, too sandy. Oh, we almost made it. The mode wasn't the problem, nor was the power. It just was a little too loose right there. All right, so this bike has only one configuration at this time, which is the one you're seeing. It's got these big, chunky dirt tires. We got a park button, which I will be using a lot. This is not my favorite configuration for a bike. It is for someone who's mainly riding a lot of off-road. Chunky rear tire, dirt front and rear. This is only an 18. It almost looks like 17 inch, but it's 18, 19. I don't think these tires are anything like special. They kind of are like sort of bargain binny, you know? I don't know. Not saying they're bad, but they're not like a name brand. They're not like Kenda or Shinko or anything like that, which is okay. You know, I guess, you know, anything to keep the prices down is fine with me. As long as the part itself is not like terrible, then whatever, you know? All right. Didn't mean to come this way. I just wanted to see how it felt going up that hill, so that's kind of what we did there. See if we can make it up this. This is actually a little more challenging, but probably getting caught. Oh, we did it. That was half of the power of the bike, half of the rear tire actually being good. Right after I kind of dissed it, it got us up that hill, so that's nice. All right, we're like on a walking trail, but I don't see any people, so let's just keep going for a second. All right, so yeah, the app is actually, I do enjoy the fact that you can tweak the modes pretty extensively. From at least what I saw, it definitely responded to the exact input that I wanted. Like the eco mode, I was like, I want that to be sluggish. Like if I just want a mode that doesn't feel like it's gonna completely pull away from me at the wrong pull of the throttle, then hey brother, how you doing? Then I want that. You know, I don't want it to just, I don't want every mode to be like completely insane, especially after you unlock it, right? So that was my goal with that. Jeez. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, no, it is crazy though. No, it's wild. And like, this is not unlocked. This is not unlocked, and we're in sport mode, I think, actually. I can't tell. One thing I do prefer from the last gen, and I guess now the current 3.0, I think, has this as well, is the old switch. It used to just be a switch instead of a button that cycled through the modes. I love physical switches, so I'm happy we still got something, but I wish it was just like a 3-position switch that said like ESR or something like that, so you just knew exactly what mode you're in. Because I mean, in these conditions right now, I cannot see the display. I know you guys probably can, because you know, the camera doesn't have like an ND filter, which is basically, I'm wearing like sunglasses, right? So they're sort of like, it has like an ND. What's this? It's like a little squeak too. You hear that? It's like a little crying squeak. Whee! See how we can get around here. Honestly, I guess we can't. I think like a lot of routes are still closed around here from the fires. Just random areas that thought they might get affected by the fire, so there's still a fair bit of inaccessibility out here. So yeah, here's eco mode. It's still, the speed is limited, I think, but it's a lot more generous than the sport mode. And also the acceleration curve is dampened quite a bit, so it doesn't just pull me away into the abyss once I yank the throttle. So to be honest, if you've ridden E-Ride 2 or even a Sur-Ron that's got 72 volts, this is not like abnormally more crazy. I've ridden some like super built up fast Sur-Rons that just feel absolutely insane to ride, kind of like this. The benefit here is that this is how it comes straight out of the box. You don't have to change anything really. You know, you would assumably have a warranty that you could fall back on if something happened, like the motor failed, or I don't know what, the battery had a problem, I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest, just that quick ride we just did, I cannot even imagine how insane it's going to be to unlock this. Like, I feel like that's really gonna maybe even be past the border of unusable and just be like, why, you know, like why? I understand that there's always a market for more power, right? There's always someone looking for more power, you know, powerful sports cars, you know, people buy Lambos and drive them below the speed limit. So, you know, it's nice to have the power a lot of the times, I get it. But I feel like right here, like this is where it's not unusable still. Right here where it's not unlocked yet, it's still like ridiculous, but I still feel like the bike is pretty maneuverable. Another thing to point out is it's much heavier this time around. This bike, it feels heavy. Like, it just feels heavy. It feels about the same weight as my Ultra B. Now the thing is, since it is smaller, it's easier to lift up and it's a little bit more maneuverable. But if I'm gonna have a heavy bike, I personally would just pick the Ultra B, because I think it's a more comfortable ride. It is bigger, so I guess you could say it's a little less maneuverable. I wonder if we can rip it right here. I'm trying not to rip it too hard because I can't see. We're on our way to a tunnel where I can really get after it, but I cannot see like going into the sun right now. I compared it to the other e-bikes I have in my house, and I think that the majority of the weight comes from the battery and the rear end, and specifically the tire. The tire, I feel like, is adding a bunch of weight. So I don't know, if I was just gonna be like a one bike dude and this was like my only bike, I'd probably put Shinkos on it and call it a day. God, dude, I don't even know how fast I was going, but it felt pretty fast. Did I even go fast? I don't know. Like, I don't even know what speed I was going, but it felt like I just teleported right there. Okay. We're in race mode. We're gonna make this left, and then we're gonna wait for a bit, and then we're gonna try and get a nice pull through the bridge. I mean, through the tunnel. And you guys are gonna have to tell me how fast I went, because I cannot see my speedometer or anything right now. All right, I think we're good. All right, here we go. Just wheeling. Feels fast. I mean, that feels fast, right? I don't know how fast I was going, but it felt pretty good. It felt quick. It felt pretty similar to pulling the Altis through this tunnel when I rode that bike. That bike is also real quick. I'll probably get my hands on one of those soon. I've had multiple opportunities to pick one up since December, and I kind of just didn't, because the time I rode it, that video, after I thought about it, I was not very impressed by it. Like when I thought about the experience, you know, sometimes you do something and then you're like, I need this thing, right? Like you test drive a car and then you want to buy the car really bad, like you have to get it. But with that bike, it was, I mean, maybe it was because the one I rode was so, it just wasn't, like, it did impress me. I ended up not taking it when I had multiple chances to get one already. Now they're kind of hard to get. I still am sort of interested in it, but it's not like a must-have. I mean, this thing is ridiculous. I feel like it's the same weight as that bike, maybe a hair lighter. Hard to really tell, but there's that. I mean, other things, by the time you guys are watching this, I will also have a 3.0, which is the other new bike that this brand has come out with this year, or I guess last year, or I don't know, whenever people are getting them. So I will be posting that video pretty much the next day. I'm actually more excited for that because it has most of the things I would change on this bike already. So to be honest, when I was getting this bike, I was most excited about the seat that it's advertised with. Oh, sorry, brother. I was most excited by the seat, which it doesn't have. I guess it's coming later. And the regen thumb throttle, which I think is, I haven't even used it yet. So, I mean, I've totally forgot it was there until actually just now. So let's actually go ahead and test that. Let's go get a decent amount of speed, and then I'm gonna fully pull the thumb throttle. Oh, that didn't sound good. Something popped and my rear end started skidding out. That's another downfall of these tires for the city. They're just not meant for city riding. That pop didn't sound good. I don't think it was anything too bad, but it didn't sound good. That did not sound good. That's the type of stuff that scares you on these bikes. When you're going fast on these, you don't want anything making any type of noise. That sounded like my entire rear swing arm like moved. Like, to be honest, I tightened this. I always tighten this even though it's usually tight before I rode. That wasn't what caused it. Rear shock is on there good. I don't know, maybe it's just some breaking in sounds, hopefully. I guess we'll see. This might be a completely different video, who knows. Oh, big jaywalking going down. Oh my God, he got no shoes. Just another day in town. It's been a minute since I've been in downtown, man. I forget the sights and sounds out here are not, they're not normally. They're not normally. He is sending it. He just did a U-turn. All right, well, hopefully he gets where he has to go. You know, that's what I wish for that guy. I don't know if it's placebo, but now in my head, like the bike feels a little wobbly in the rear end, but we're gonna keep riding. Let's go. Get a quick pull, and then let's thumb throttle. This is full pull thumb throttle, so, I mean, it's something. You know, it definitely slows you down, but I guess you'd want to use that in conjunction with your brakes, maybe. I don't know. It's nice to have. I don't really care for it. I thought I would love it, but I mean, just today, I'm like, it's like, I don't know. It's there. I guess it's one of those things you like have it, not need it, rather than need it, not have it. I don't know. I've never really felt like I've needed a regen. This is full regen right here, you know, but I mean, I'll probably use it. I don't know. I don't know if it'll actually regen much in terms of range. You may get like a mile out of a full charge, which, I mean, a mile is not nothing. A mile's a mile, but okay, it's not bad though. Downhill, it brought us to a stop, so there's that. These brakes feel like they need to be broken in. They're like not. I don't know. There's a lot of things going through my head right now on this first ride. Some good, some bad. Overall good. Here's the thing. I'm just happy that it's not like a ridiculous price premium. This bike, I still haven't checked, but I already put it in the beginning. It's either $600 or $700 more than the base 3.0. And I think that bike is going to be solid for like just about everyone who's shopping for one of these. The person who wants this is like, you're the guy who just needs the best, but like that's usually me for things like this. Like I'm pretty frugal in a lot of areas. I don't really like spend much on anything. I buy my clothes from Walmart, Costco. My overall expenses month to month are super low. I don't splurge on anything. So when I do splurge, it's on my bikes. I like to get the best bike. And this is not really like the best bike. It's more like you're paying more for something that's different. Like the 3.0 is probably going to be better in ways that this is not trying to be good at. Like weight, first off, I think that bike weighs less. I can already imagine that it weighs less because it uses different tires. I think it's the same battery. I actually don't know if it's the exact same one, but I know they're both 72 volt, 50 amp hour. So I mean, there's that. 3.0 has the same, pretty much everything. I feel like those tires out of the box are going to be much more efficient and practical for street use. I guess we'll see. These are fine for street use too. They're definitely cushy, you know. Cushy's not something I like need though. It's not like a must-have. Like I prefer just having good grip and tires that give you solid range. Like I feel like these tires are gonna be a big reason as to why this bike actually is quoted to have less range than the 3.0, although ever so slightly. And I think that's because of the thirsty motor, especially when you unlock it. I can foresee the range on this thing going like, you know, straight down. But yeah, less efficient tires. Definitely better if you're just riding off-road, which is what I am clearly not doing today, as you guys have seen. I've pretty much been riding anywhere but off-road. We did a little bit, but it's kind of like an open secret. A lot of people get these and just ride them on the roads. And I mean, there's a new law in California that prohibits throttling e-bikes, and I made a video about it. I personally think it's silly, but you know, it's a law. I don't know, it is what it is, so not much else you can do besides try and not ride like a fool. So let's do some math. Our trip odometer says 5.4 miles, 10% burn. So what's 5.4 times, let's say 9, because realistically you get to 10%. In my eyes, 10% has always been when my ride is over. So I mean, so far we're looking at a potential 45 miles. I think that's pretty good. We've been swapping mainly between sport and race. We haven't really done any eco mode riding, so I mean, that's pretty solid. I'm feeling something weird in the rear, and I'm just gonna stop and take a look real quick. I don't know if it's in my head or what. Like, I think we're good. I don't know, that's tripping me out. Homie's turning up. Damn, he's bumping. Downtown LA, just never changed. This place has been just as crazy as it was when I used to work out here like a decade ago. I was just thinking about that the other day. Like, it was like a decade ago I used to work out here. It's still just as insane, just as dirty, just as sketch. Everything's the same. Holy. Yes, sir. On the BMX. So I will put one thing out there, is that when you just want to go, even in sport mode, it's kind of like you just go. We're trying to race. Oh yeah. Race is how you just get out of a situation. Damn. Dang. Yeah, race is kind of wicked. Even at speed, it just feels like you just keep pulling. We inadvertently ended up in Skid Row. I'm trying to make my way to the bridge, but that's where we're at. We're gonna cut straight through here. Wow. Oh man. See, and on the other hand, days where I'm riding like bikes like this, like, I totally get why they're trying to tighten up the regulations. Like, why would a 15-year-old be able to buy this and ride it? Like, there's just no reason for that. There's no reason for it. Oh my gosh. You know, a lot of people knock on Sur-Ron because they haven't really changed their specs ever. The 2025 Sur-Ron specs recently got released, and I mean, it's essentially the same. They changed a few components, but otherwise same bike. I think the Ultra B is getting a little bit of a power bump, but the Light B, which is everybody's favorite, is still 60 volt, 40 amp hour, which I just, like, let's all be honest, is gonna feel underpowered compared to just about everything else. All these new waves of e-bikes, the Altis, it's just not gonna feel competitive. They compete in their own way though. Like, they really value having the lightest bike that's still pretty reliable. I've always credited Sur-Rons for their reliability. I guess everyone has their own experience, but me personally, I've never had a problem, so I will give them that credit. Also, will say the Light B is a lot of fun because it's light, man. It's like the lightest, still fun, decently powered e-bike you can get. I mean, I don't want to rant too crazy, but here's the two evolutions that I think are going to happen with these bikes. The first big one is going to be solid state batteries. Like, that's going to be the thing that really transforms what these bikes are capable of. I mean, we're still probably, who knows how long away from that being a reality for these bikes. It's probably not even close, but that has the potential to make this thing way less, have way more range. It just like every single aspect will become better, you know. So that's that. And I mean, two is just the weight. Like, the weight needs to come down. Like, nobody's excited about having a heavier bike. So if someone was able to make something like this lighter, everybody would be excited about it. Simple. Like, that's it. I mean, other than that, like, everything's kind of, I don't know what else can be done. Like, the parts are they're not bad. The tires are decent. The wheels are solid. Like, you can't really change much else in that sense. At the full pull, I have no idea how fast I was going. We're in race mode. It's got to just be the tire. Yeah, it's got to be this tire. This tire is just it's not for the street at all. I think if you wait, you'll be able to spec this with the 3.0 tires, which are probably just going to be a much better idea. Let's be honest. It's going to be way more fun. If you need to have this crazy amount of power, just wait till you get those tires. It's going to be a much better idea. Yeah, I think it's just this road interacting with the knobbies in a non-pleasant way. It's giving me like a slight speed wobble sensation. Anyway, let's just get off this bridge. That's full power right there. Holy. Oh, this bike is no slouch. Oh. Okay, the brakes are good, and with the, that's playing guitar. With the regen throttle, that will lock the rear wheel up. If you brake, yeah, it locks it right up. The problem is there's no traction on that rear wheel, so it doesn't matter how much top power you have. You are not stopping if you're going too fast. I mean, that just boils down to you need to know how to ride if you're getting on this. This is not a big, this is the furthest thing from one of these e-bikes for beginners. This is not it, bro. This is 100,000% not a beginner bike in any way, shape, or form. I do like that you could spec it out in the app to make the eco mode very docile. Let's go to eco mode. So here's full pull. Eco mode and full pull kind of feels like the 2.0 in sport mode. Kinda. It's still a little underpowered just because of how I have it mapped out, but you could probably match it perfectly. You could probably make the eco mode in this bike feel just like the sport mode and in the 2.0. Cyber dump. So, God, that thing looks terrible, man. Black, gloss black is not a good color for those trucks. I don't hate those trucks like everybody else just truly hates them. I don't mind them. I actually wanted one. I don't want one anymore. I will say this, the bike looks sick, bro. It looks fantastic. I think they should have blacked out the spokes. Like, I feel like since it's a little bit more, they should have gone a little bit like just above and beyond with the details, like maybe blacked out bolts. This one comes with a black sprocket. I think the 3.0 has a silver, like a regular chrome polished sprocket. It just looks good though. I will say that. It really, this bike truly is a shrunken down, smaller Ultra B. That's exactly how I'll describe it. And a little bit more powerful, of course. The new Ultra B should be matching that power, but that is precisely what this bike feels like in my mind. I've done quite a few miles on the Ultra B, so that's what I'm feeling on this. It's like a smaller, shrunken down version of that. I love all the little functionality. I love the reverse. The reverse function is great because it's very sensitive. On other bikes where there's a reverse feature, you kind of like press it and you feel it shifting into gear. It's kind of clunky. This one, it's very precise, and it automatically snaps you back into gear when you hit the throttle again. So love that. Whatever you got to get out of a sticky situation, it's just it's gonna get you out of there quick. Other stuff, I mean, there's a light switch. That's cool. It's gonna be more useful at night. You have your regen mode button. That's that previously was a different dial. Again, this little system right here though, I miss having the buttons. I miss when the old bike, it was like a switch that you could put in the precise amount of regen you wanted, and it was a switch for eco or sport mode. I don't like this whole cycling through things system. I mean, I understand it is what it is because there's just more options and you need, like, I don't know, more switches. I'm a very physical, tactile, button pressing person. I like the buttons. I'm happy they didn't get rid of buttons. Imagine if all this was a touchscreen. Oh, that would be a travesty. So they didn't go that far, but you know, would still like a little more directness physically with the button options. So let's try and we're gonna be in race mode until I get out of it. Let's see what it's like just getting around in race mode. The problem with race mode in the city is that the tires are so sketch. Let's pull all three brakes. That was both brakes and the throttle brake. You know, you're gonna go straight into something. You need some tires with more traction in order to really enjoy race mode, not in dirt. And in dirt, it's almost like the throttle becomes like dangerous. I don't know. I'm not a motocross rider, so I'm sure someone who's really good and talented in riding like moto tracks will have a blast in the race mode. You know, I see the appeal to just ride in race mode. I think if you tune this down just a tad bit to make it not just so buck wild, it would actually be perfect. It just needs a little bit of simmering down, just a tad bit, you know. Because right now it's like, gosh, it does feel uncontrollable. It is controllable, but it feels uncontrollable, if that makes sense. I don't know. I mean, ultimately, I bought these bikes. I bought this one, I bought the 3.0. I'm gonna buy whatever else pops up too. So it's like, I'm spending my own money to give you guys objective as a viewpoint as I can. I'm trying to be pretty straightforward with all my opinions on all these things. So it's like, I'm trying to give you, if you're interested in buying this, I know some of you guys just don't even care. You just wanna see me like ride around and stuff. But if you're interested in buying one, I wanna give you, you know, as realistic of a opinion as I can as I'm experiencing it firsthand. We're gonna pause real quick so I can take a picture next to this. My favorite art pieces in the city. So yeah, man, that's a handsome bike. Good looking bike. I will say this, out of everything, my favorite upgrade that just comes out of the box so far is these pegs. They feel like BMX pedals. I love these. This is like that's the best quality of life upgrade out of the box. Second after that is probably the brakes. The brakes do feel fantastic. It's good to not complain about brakes out of the box for once. My 2.0's brakes felt good like for the first day. After that, they just immediately started turning trash. These ones, I mean, I guess could be the same. They could still be trash, but they already feel more reliable out of the box. So I guess we'll see. I don't know where I'm going right now. I'm hoping I can get through there. There's R right here. It's kind of sick. So here's the thing. My content is really just like me riding around aimlessly. This is not like the best bike for doing that. It kind of is because it's sort of cushy. Pretty comfortable for how small it is. I thought it'd be much more of a stiff, rigid ride and like genuinely uncomfortable, but it's fine. Bro had the gold suit on. Got the E family, that's right, everyone's on an e-bike. That mountain bike is an e-bike, don't let it fool you. This lady give me dirty looks, I can't film too? Jeez. Yeah, you guys are filming a dude in a gold suit. Don't be confused when people are looking at you. Why she hey, y'all see how she mean mugged me, bro? She was like, excuse me, like, hey, I mean, you know, trust me, that's not the weirdest thing anyone's gonna see today. Don't be all offended that someone's looking at you filming outside in LA of all places. Come on now, silliness. Oh man, anyways, here's a little Tokyo. So yeah, ultimately happy with the purchase. This is a bike that's able to get you in a lot of trouble real quick. Really interested to see how the 3.0 compares, although it's slightly cheaper. Basically same spec, slightly less powerful motor, but I feel like it's still gonna impress. I guess we'll see though. It's hard to imagine that the slightly less amount of power is gonna be like something I'm missing. And like I said, we still have to do another video where we fully unlock this. And once you unlock it, there's no going back. You can always detune it and try and, you know, ramp it down, but I don't know how that's actually gonna go. So, you know, we're gonna find out. You guys are gonna find out too. But right now, we're just getting a feel for it. And there's just sound that I can't get out of my head. It sounds so bizarre. Like anytime I'm slowing down, it sounds like tires are squealing to a halt behind me. And this is something that I've had other friends who have e-ride pros tell me. It's like they're hearing things. Like previously it was a siren. It sounded like a siren was approaching you. I heard it too. With this, it sounds like tires are squealing behind you too, or coming to a stop. I don't know, maybe I'm going insane. I probably am. Oh no, I'm going crazy. Bro, that person in the suit is so funny. Like that's just like the type of person I go up to and talk to, but they seem hostile. I don't know, who knows, maybe that guy has 50 million followers, right? And I'm just a peasant, a peon, accidentally in his frame. They're gonna send me an invoice for showing up in the shot, like hello. I don't know if I finished my thought. Will this become like a daily get out and cruise everyday bike? I mean, to be honest, it could, even though it's like massively powerful. It's just a tad bit too heavy, you know. I think it's just too heavy, and that's all because of the tires. I think if there is a tire swap, that could be all it takes to make this bike perfect. All right, we got one more pull, race mode. See how it goes. But I don't feel like it's super fast. We must have hit like 60 right there. If I had to guess, we probably hit like a cool 60. I cannot see this at all, so I truly have no idea how fast we went. It felt like about 60 though. It didn't feel insane. So as it stands unlocked, the acceleration, brutal fun. And for me, that's like the most fun part. Like even in my life when I've owned like fast cars, the fun part is going from like 0 to 70. Like once you're going fast, like the top speed has never really mattered to me. A lot of people seem to be obsessed with these bikes, top speed. Me personally, I just don't care that much. I think it's way cooler that you can accelerate away from anything and just be gone. Like you are truly gone. You're out of there. Like that's where I feel like you get the most practical use, at least for city riding. And I would imagine also in some off-road scenarios, probably, you know, you get more, oh my God. Oh, she's throwing it back. Oh Lord, oh. What's going on? Got school police, mobbing it. Everyone's in a rush. I gotta get off the road, it's time. I usually don't ride this late. This is like prime time to not be riding. Look how many cars are out here. Oh my God, what's going on? Get me out of here, bro. Get me out of here. Dude, no matter what, this bike wheelies off the start. I mean, it's pretty fun. Gotta watch it with these dirt tires though. Leaning around a corner, you pull that throttle, the rear end could easily just get from under you. And that wouldn't be pretty. You're not really like, you're not flying under the radar. Like you are kind of on this still. Like no one expects this to just take off the way that it does. I don't see anyone looking at this and imagining it doing the things that it can do. So that's pretty cool, I can't lie. See if we can get any air off of this right here. Oh, okay, we got some air. Very little. They claim this bike is, I forget what it is, 180. To me, it feels closer to 200 than it does 180, if that makes sense. I don't know, it doesn't feel like an absolute tank, but it could lose a couple pounds, right? It could go on a little diet, you know? What's up, bro? It could shed a couple pounds, but from what I can tell, like they expect this bike to be what it is, and that's what it is. Right, there's no superfluous weight. God, no, I mean, I'm coming around to the extra power. It is fun when you're just going. And we're in sport mode. Sport mode is truly the sweet spot. I gotta stop just even trying to look at the display. That could end in disaster. The speeds that you can get on this bike. Sport mode is the sweet spot. I feel like you're gonna have plenty of fun in sport mode. You're gonna have plenty of range. From what I know, the 3.0 doesn't have a race mode, so it's just eco and race still. But I'm picking that bike up tomorrow, so we're gonna know everything about it in the next video that I post. So I'm gonna do this, kind of like the SR unboxing, first ride impressions. We're gonna do the 3.0 unboxing, first ride impressions. We're gonna do some head-to-heads. Compare it to just everything in the stable right now. I got this, we'll have a 3.0. At some point we'll have a Altis, possibly. I'm still not totally sure about that, so we'll see if one pops up in my inventory. You never know. Excuse me. Yeah, I'll probably also get my hands on the new gen Thuron products this year. The little Hyper B, the new Light B, maybe, and the new Ultra B, maybe. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of overbuying every bike. Like, I kind of just want to buy the ones that I want to own, which right now is this. And since I'm having so much fun on this, I think I'm gonna have way more fun on the 3.0. Like, I really do genuinely believe that, but we'll see. Either way, I hope you enjoyed. Get in the comments, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one very soon. Peace. Oh my God. Oh, jeez. Oh, man.